Hey, Passion Works people, it's Erin. Here for a little bit of bedtime yoga. So, if you happen to turn this video on and it's in the middle of the day, it couldn't hurt to do this similar practice, but we'll be doing a pretty slow moving, relaxed practice today, particularly focused on going to bed, something nice to do to wind down and end your day. So we'll start seated in a chair. If you prefer to sit on the floor, everything that we do for the beginning of class today can be done in a seated cross-legged position or even a kneeling position on the ground. So if you prefer to be closer to the ground, by all means, feel free to start there. So I have my little cushion under my feet. Just feels nice to have that for me. If you are seated on the ground, same kind of thing for everybody. We just kind of settle into the seat, just wiggling a little side to side or rocking side to side. Maybe even a little forward and backward rocking. Just letting the hips get a little bit heavier. And eventually just come back up to an upright position. And let's just start with 3 cleansing breaths, just to kind of let go of the day, settle into this practice. So when you're ready, just inhale through your nose. Exhale out the mouth. 2 more of those. Big breath in. Sigh it out. And 1 more, seeing if you can fill up a little bit more. And let it go. Audible exhale. Feel free to close your eyes if you'd like, or keep them open, whatever you prefer. Just taking a few breaths here, noticing how your breathing feels. Just noticing your breath just as it is. The breath can be a really good indicator for just where you're at, how you're feeling. If the breath feels short and shallow, for me, that usually means I'm feeling a little bit anxious, or maybe I've been moving around all day, which has kind of been the case for me today. So in yoga, it's an opportunity to just slow that down. And by slowing the breath down, it often helps with slowing down thoughts racing through the mind. And with a little slower breath, let that aid in softening as well. Softening of the eyes, the jawline, and the shoulders down the back. And just in the next couple of breaths, we'll let the chin drop down towards the chest. Just feeling that length in the back of the neck. Feel free to give the head a little wiggle here, a little bit of soft movement. Gently start to roll the head over to one side. Just rolling over. Whatever direction your head is, reach that hand that's in the opposite direction out to your side. Just letting the fingertips wiggle at your sides. You might even feel how it feels, or notice how it feels to flip the fingertips back. Just taking a couple more breaths here, checking in to see how it feels to bring the chin closer to the chest, and then bring the chin farther away from the chest. It might change. You might decide you like one of those variations better than the other and hold there. Take one more slow inhale here. Exhale, let the head fall through the center and roll to the other side. Slow release of head to shoulder or ear to shoulder. Let that opposite hand extend out. And just breathe here, experimenting with those little adjustments if you'd like. Moving the head or hand in a different shape. Continuing to breathe slowly, giving the body a little bit of time to let go of the day and prepare for rest. Let's gently come back through the center. Lift your head back up. And then stretch your arms up and overhead. Just take a full body stretch here. Just a check-in moment here. Arms overhead. You might even extend your legs down or out. Just lengthening, reaching, finding a little bit of space in the shoulders. Maybe even reaching up through one side a little more and then the other. And we eventually just come back through the center. It's releasing back down. Let's take a big breath in here. Exhale out the mouth. Bring the palms together at your heart center and just pause here for a few moments. Just check in with yourself. What kind of day did you have? Just giving that some kind of acknowledgement here. Whether good or bad, sad or exciting, just acknowledging. Return to your breath, taking a slow inhale and a slow exhale. Gently release your hands down to your sides and then just stretch one arm up alongside your ear. We're just going to do a gentle side bend here. Just leaning up and over to one side. You could extend that hand that's down onto the ground or to your side here, depending on if you're in a chair or on the ground. And see if you can keep some weight in both hips. So let's gently come back up through the center and through the other side, just reaching up to start and gently leaning over. Couple slow breaths here. Hips are heavy. Rib cage is gently lifting up and away from the hip crease. And gently come back through the center. Pausing here, a nice big breath in. And full exhale. Let's stretch the right arm out to the side. So big stretch here. You could even reach back a little bit and flick your fingers back. We did this last week, this opening through the side of the chest for a moment. all the way through the inner arm. Notice your feet connected to the ground and gentle pressing down of your feet. And gently bring the arm back out in front of you and cross it over your body. Option here to just use your hands to hug the arm in a little closer, or you could hook the arm and kind of squeeze it in that way. So either way is fine. Same action, just different connecting point. Keeping a lift in the chest, a steady breath. Let's slowly release this side. And other side, left arm reaches out. You can stay here or start to pull the arm back any amount. Maybe flex the fingers, feeling that long line of energy running from the chest to the fingertips. And gently come back through the center, cross over the body using the opposite hand or arm to hook. Breathing here. Take one more inhale. And exhale, let it go. Just soften. You can bring the hands to the tops of your legs here. We'll do a little cat and cow just to move the spine a little, lifting your chest and arching your back here. And then gently pressing into your hands, round your back, pressing your spine towards the back of your chair. Imagine a little beach ball coming in towards the belly, rounding over it. Opposite action. Into your cow pose, look up, arch your back. And exhale, round into cat. And you can flow at your own pace here. If one of those shapes feels better for you in your body, or there's something that you're working with there, feel free to just pause in one of these shapes and breathe for a little bit. Or you might continue to flow breath by breath like I am. Your practice, just using it to slow down, wind down. In the next breath or two, we'll come back through the center. So just wrapping up your cat and cow flow, whatever that looks like for you. Let's bring the soles of the feet together. So bound angle pose, you can do this seated in the chair, just like so, bringing the feet together, drawing the knees out any amount. You could scooch to the edge of your chair to allow for a little more space. That's totally optional for you. Whatever, feels good in this part of your body. We're just gently opening through the legs, getting that outer rotation of the hip joint. And if you're seated on the ground, soles of the feet together, knees wide, same kind of shape, just sitting on the ground. If you would like to, on the ground, fold forward, that might feel nice. If you are in your chair, be mindful of folding just for the fact of possibly falling out of your chair. So just be mindful. I'm going to stay upright. Feels more stable for me, more beneficial. So just checking in, taking a couple more breaths. Bring the hands to the back of your legs. If you're folded, rise back up and then just slowly bring the knees together. Gently closing the knees. We'll walk the feet out wide and drop the knees together. So pretty much the opposite action that we were just doing. Feel free to lean back into your hands, whether you're in your chair or on the ground. Soles of the feet touching your prop or the ground here, knees drop together. A couple big breaths here. If you prefer to move, you could do a little windshield wipering of your legs. Take a big breath in wherever you are. A full breath out. Bring the soles of the feet back onto the ground if you're in your chair. If you're on the ground, you could extend your legs straight out in front of you. We're going to come into a forward fold. So gently starting to lean over your legs. Hands can be on the thighs to support a little bit, or you might reach towards your toes. If possible, let your chin drop towards your chest, relaxing the head, neck, and shoulders. See if you can slow your breath down a little more here, kind of like a counted breath, imagining 3 counts as you inhale and 4 counts as you exhale. So this elongated breath can be really nice for just slowing down the body, the nervous system. Giving the body and mind permission, letting it know that it's okay to relax and wind down. Just slowly start to come back up. Take your time. Absolutely no rush. If you are seated on the ground at this point, you will want to roll onto your back if possible. If not, that's okay too. We're going to bring one knee in towards the chest. So holding on to the back of the leg or the front of the leg here, you'll just squeeze the knee close towards your chest, any amount. And feel free to move your ankle here if that feels useful for you. Just finding a little bit of movement here in any way that feels good or assists with that slow down. Just one more inhale here. Exhale, bring the foot back onto the ground. Other side, bring the other leg in. Take a couple breaths, moving your ankle, moving your leg back and forth a little bit, just squeezing the knee in. And again, it's fine to hold on to the back of the leg. And your leg might not be super close to your chest. Just know that wherever you are, it's totally fine. It's breathing, noticing what you're feeling here in your body. Gently release the leg back onto the ground, your foot back onto the ground. Sit up nice and tall. And we're just moving into a twist here. So just twisting to one side. You can bring the hand onto the opposite leg, look behind you. If you're lying on your back, you can do that Twist by bringing your knees in towards your chest and then dropping both legs over to one side. The arms can be out into a T. Just letting your breath guide you a little bit deeper into the twist. Inhaling for length and exhaling, releasing a bit further, not forcing anything. Gently release through the center and twist to the other side. One more inhale here. Exhale, come back to the center. And let's get set up for our resting position, which will be about a minute. Just kind of settling of the practice before heading towards bed. You can lean back in your chair or simply lie on the ground. Feel free to close your eyes if you're comfortable with that. And let's take 3 cleansing breaths here again, just inhaling through the nose when you're ready. Let it go. 2 more. Big breath in. Last one. Inhaling. Big sigh out. Let it go. Finding stillness here. Resting. Shavasana. Feel free to take a longer Shavasana, or maybe you've already made your way into your bed, and if that's the case, sweet dreams and have a good night of sleep. If you're starting to wake back up, you can just move your body a little bit to make that happen. Bring the hands towards your heart, stacked one on top of one another, or you can bring the palms together. And just find a gentle lift of your chest towards the thumbs. Namaste. And thank you for sharing in this practice. Wishing you all a wonderful rest of your night, and I'll see you next time.